In the presence of true connection, the layers we wear, whether physical or emotional, become less important. It's the vulnerability that truly speaks to our souls. Sometimes, the most genuine intimacy is found when we shed more than just our clothes, revealing our deepest, rawest selves to those who truly understand us. Clothing can conceal, but it cannot hide the deepest desires or the raw truth we carry within. It's in the spaces between words and touch that the true beauty is revealed. What I crave isn't something that can be bought or worn. It's a moment of complete surrender, where we are free from the restraints of society, free to just be. True connection is found in the moments when we strip away everything, not just physically, but emotionally, revealing our most authentic selves. When we're fully seen and accepted, there's no need for walls, no need for barriers. In that moment, all we are is enough. It's the vulnerability that excites me, not the outward appearance. It's the openness of your heart, the trust in your eyes that speaks louder than any fabric ever could. In a world full of layers, the most beautiful moments are the ones when we dare to strip them all away and just exist with each other in our truest form. It's not about what's covered, but what's uncovered, the unspoken, the unseen, the things we often hide from the world that make us who we truly are. We don't need to dress up to impress each other. True intimacy lies in showing up as our unfiltered selves, without pretense, without fear. The most powerful connections happen when we feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable, to be seen not just for our appearance, but for the essence of who we are. Sometimes less is more, not in the physical sense, but in the emotional connection. The less we hide, the more real we become with each other. When we let go of the need to be anything other than who we are, we allow space for the kind of intimacy that transcends anything superficial. The beauty lies in the moments when we shed the layers that society expects us to wear, embracing the raw authenticity that defines us. What matters most is not what's worn, but what's felt. The deepest connections happen when we aren't afraid to show up as our most vulnerable selves. You don't need to be anything more than yourself to captivate me. It's the genuine moments of connection that leave a lasting impact. In those rare, beautiful moments of true intimacy, the only thing that matters is being fully present with one another, without the distractions of clothing or pretenses. True love isn't about what we wear or what we show. It's about what we're willing to reveal and what we trust each other with in the deepest parts of ourselves. When you are open and raw with me, I see more than your physical form. I see the beauty of your soul, unburdened by the expectations of the world. In the spaces between words, between breaths, in the moments of quiet vulnerability, that's where we truly connect, beyond the physical, beyond the surface. The most intimate moments are those when there is nothing to hide, no facade, no walls, just two people standing bare and open to one another. The most exciting connection isn't about what's worn, but about what's shared. When we reveal our truths, we create a bond that is stronger than any fabric. When we're free from the confines of clothing, we can truly embrace the freedom that comes with being fully seen and understood. True beauty exists in the unspoken moments when we are allowed to be ourselves, vulnerable, raw, and without the need to hide behind anything. In intimacy, the greatest gift is not in giving or receiving, but in the willingness to be completely exposed without fear of judgment or rejection. When we shed our outer layers, we uncover the truth of who we are, a soul with desires, thoughts, and emotions that run far deeper than anything external. What excites me isn't just the physical, it's the emotional transparency, the willingness to let go of control and surrender to the connection that exists between us. The more you reveal, the more I fall in love with the real you, the one that doesn't need to wear anything to feel valuable, loved, or seen. Intimacy isn't about how we look, it's about how we feel when we're together, vulnerable, open, and unafraid to show our true selves. There's nothing more powerful than a connection where we feel free enough to let go of our defenses and be fully seen, without the layers, without the masks. When you're bare in more ways than one, that's when the magic happens. The connection becomes deeper, more genuine, and infinitely more real. Clothing can hide what's superficial, but true beauty lies in the moments when we strip away everything and expose our hearts to each other. True connection isn't about how we look, it's about how we make each other feel safe, accepted, and loved exactly as we are. The most powerful form of intimacy is being completely unguarded, free from shame, free from the need to hide, and completely open to one another. When we shed our outer layers, we can finally meet each other where it matters, beyond appearances, beyond words, in the quiet spaces of pure connection. It's not the absence of clothing that creates intimacy, but the presence of trust, vulnerability, and the willingness to be seen for who we truly are. I'm not interested in the clothes you wear, but in the way you allow yourself to be seen, raw, open, and without fear. The true allure isn't in the things we wear, it's in the openness with which we show our hearts, letting our souls meet on a deeper level. When we strip away all the layers, whether physical or emotional, we create space for the kind of connection that goes beyond what the eye can see. The most intimate moments are those when we are unburdened by the expectations of the world, and we can simply exist in our truest, most vulnerable form. What I'm drawn to isn't your appearance, but the way you make me feel, seen, understood, and embraced for everything I am. Real beauty shines when we let go of our inhibitions and allow ourselves to be completely exposed, without fear, without shame, just pure connection. Intimacy isn't defined by what we wear, but by how we make each other feel. The more vulnerable we are, the more powerful the connection becomes. When we allow ourselves to be fully seen without the need to conceal or protect, we unlock the true power of human connection. Clothing may shield the body, but it can never shield the soul. True connection happens when we expose what's truly important, our hearts. It's the freedom to be unmasked, unprotected, and unafraid that brings us closer together. The real beauty is in the authenticity we share with one another. The more layers we strip away, the more we reveal not just to each other, but to ourselves, the truth of who we really are beneath the surface. Intimacy is an invitation to shed the barriers we've built and allow ourselves to be completely seen, vulnerable, open, and true. In a world that encourages us to hide behind facades, the most beautiful moments are the ones when we feel safe enough to let go and show up as we are. True connection isn't built on appearances, but on the willingness to be seen, to reveal ourselves without shame, and to embrace the other's raw truth. When we remove the outer layers, we find the essence of who we are, vulnerable, exposed, and beautifully imperfect. The most powerful moments aren't the ones where we are fully clothed, but the ones where we are fully vulnerable, standing before each other as we are. True intimacy happens when we aren't afraid to strip away the layers of expectation and simply exist as ourselves, raw, real, and unashamed. What matters most is not the skin you show, but the heart you reveal, the love, the fears, the desires, all laid bare in the simplest, most beautiful form. Vulnerability is the greatest form of intimacy. When we are willing to show our true selves, no pretenses, no facades, that's when the connection becomes unbreakable. When we let go of our need to conceal, we give the other person the greatest gift, an opportunity to see us as we truly are. The real magic happens when we are unashamed to be seen for who we really are, not the roles we play, not the clothes we wear, but our truest, rawest selves. What I desire isn't something you can put on or take off. It's the truth you allow yourself to share, the deepest parts of you that you dare to expose. True intimacy is the art of letting go of all pretenses and standing before someone as your true self, unapologetic and unafraid. The most beautiful moments are those when we are exposed, not just physically, but emotionally, naked in every sense, vulnerable yet empowered by the trust we share.